Chapter 37. Emma. I keep leaving. Every time we're done, I wait for him to ask me to stay. He never does. So I pick up my clothes and go back to my room, where I spend an hour wondering why I keep going back to his bed. I don't like the secrecy, but I'm not about to tell my brother I'm sleeping with his best friend. Not when said friend keeps reminding me we're only friends. That's another thing that grates on me. Knightley keeps assuring me we're friends. At first I wasn't sure why, but then I noticed the panic in his eyes. He doesn't want anything else. Which is fine. I don't do love, but every time he tells me it can be nothing more, it stings. But I understand. Friends with benefits. That's all this is. It's that panic that makes me leave every night. Because I want this. I can't imagine not having him in my life. I don't think Knightley has told anyone about us. Nobody has mentioned it to me, and Noah hasn't freaked out. I haven't said anything either. Because it's nothing. It doesn't matter that I sneak into his room several times a week. Or that we had the talk about not being with anyone else. It doesn't matter that I have to force myself to stay away from the apartment. Force myself to have a life away from him, when all I want is to curl up on the couch and watch the trashy reality show we've become addicted to. Sometimes Hannah joins us and acts as a buffer. I almost feel bad for making her chaperone us, but she doesn't seem to mind. She's even started opening up a bit more around Knightley, and I like that they're friendly. But I keep leaving. And every time I do, I tell myself it's the last time. That it's over. And then I go back. March arrives with a sun that warms my face, and promises of an end to slippery sidewalks and red noses. I've been so occupied with Knightley it's not until I'm arriving back home from class, and I get a call from Dad that I realize what day it is. I freeze inside the door. Knightley isn't home. He texted me earlier, letting me know he'd be out with Noah. I stare at the screen and take a deep breath. Dad? Emma. How are you? He's slurring just a bit, and I close my eyes and sigh silently. I'm fine, Dad. How are you? Not so great. Do you know what day it is? Yes, Dad, I say in a weak voice as I drag myself to the couch. Why did she go, Emma? I hate this. And I think part of me hates my mom for doing this to him. For doing this to me. I don't know. We had it all. I could have taken care of her. I know, Dad. Have you been drinking? Are you at home? I took the day off. He always does. That first year when my mom left, I was 8 years old. Noah was 10, but he had Knightley and he would go to his house. There was always some excuse for him to not be home. So I would come home after school and do what I could. While Dad cried and drank a bit too much. Coming home that first day, the day she left. I got off the bus, and she wasn't there, so I ran inside, eager to show her a drawing the teacher had complimented. But the house was silent. I found Dad in the study. It was the first time I saw him cry. Noah walked up to him and asked what was wrong. He hugged us, and said that Mom had to go away for a while. I shake away the memory. That's good, I say. She was my soulmate, Emma. The one for me. And she just left. I know. I squeeze my eyes shut and hug my knees. Every year I'm the one he turns to. When Noah made excuses and went next door, I was the one who tried to hide what was going on. I cleaned up empty bottles and made dinner. I packed lunchboxes and picked up the mail, terrified that someone would take us from Dad, because I had heard that could happen. You know, she was the most beautiful woman I had ever seen. I couldn't stop staring. And she chose me. I thought I was the luckiest man alive. He tells me the story of how they met every year. And I listen to each razor-sharp word. This time I try to tune it out. He didn't go to work for over a week that year when I was 8. Someone came around to ask for him, and I told them he was sick and sleeping. I lied and said my mom was in the shower, terrified this was it. That they would take me away. When he came to his senses, he saw all the things I had been dealing with. I still remember the shock and horror on his face. The way he held me tight and kept saying he was sorry. I never had to be the adult after that. Except once a year. Every year on March 9th, he falls back into those patterns and he needs me. He needs me to listen, to be there, to not leave. It's all a sham, Emma. Remember that. It can break you at any time. When you least expect it. Don't you ever fall in love. Promise me. I hesitate more than usual this year. But the proof of his words is right in front of me. I won't. The day he emerged from his stupor that first year, unshaven and with his hair a mess, he looked at me. Then he looked out the window to Noah, who was riding his bike with Knightley, and I think it was love for us that brought him back. Since then he has been there for us. He stopped working so much, he took an interest in us, and he became the best parent ever. So if he breaks down once a year and puts it on me, I can take that. Because I get to have an awesome dad every other day of the year. I loved her with all of my heart, he says, and I can tell he's calmed down a bit. I did too. I haven't heard from her since she left. I tried looking, but she didn't want to be found. We haven't moved. My dad keeps the landline because she knows the number. She could have contacted us at any point. She didn't. Emma. There's surprise in his voice. What is it? What's wrong? Oh, Emma. A different type of devastation, of regret, is bleeding through. Dad? You were just a kid. He sounds out of it. What? This is new. Oh God. What have I done? Dad, are you okay? Worry creeps up around me. Emma, I'm fine. I'm fine because you've always been there. You've listened to me every year, haven't you? Of course I have. But you were a child. You're still a child. I'm 19, Dad. Hardly a child anymore. I never should have put all of this on you. You've always been so much stronger than you should have to be. Dad. I never should have put all of this on you. I let this take over my life and... For fuck's sake, Emma. You should have told me to stop. He's never sworn at me before, but I can tell it's more at himself. You needed me. You were 8 when she left. And I was a mess. But I was the adult. I'll always be here for you, Dad. You know that. But you shouldn't have to be. You're a young woman. You should be out partying and having fun. I do those things too. I try to smile. I'm sure I even do things you wouldn't approve of. This isn't right, Emma. I'm not right. Hell, it's been more years since she left than we had together. Our conversations have never gone this way before, and I wonder what's changed. What do you want to do, Dad? He takes a deep breath. I think I'm ready to let it go. I'm too shocked to speak. He's been clinging to my mom, to the fact that she left, for so long it's become part of him. Is that? He clears his throat. I mean, do you think you would be okay with that? Would Noah? Oh, Dad. Tears line my eyes. Of course we're okay with that. We just want you to be happy. Right? It's going to take some time, Emma. But maybe it's about time I start the next chapter. I think so. By the time I hang up, I feel oddly drained. As if 11 years of drama just culminated, and I can finally breathe again. But my mother still left. And hurt my dad so badly it took him 11 years to even start to get over it. And she left me. She left her children, and I will never understand how she could do that. Why couldn't she just love us enough to stay? Even if she didn't love Dad enough, we were her children. The tears roll down my cheeks and I let them come. All the pain that I've been suppressing so I could take care of Dad surfaces and engulfs me, drowns me. So I cry. That's how Knightley finds me. Sitting on the couch, crying my eyes out. Emma? The panic and pain in his voice cuts through to me, and I wipe away the wetness on my face. He's kneeling in front of me, worried eyes trying to find mine. My heart breaks, and suddenly I think 11 years is not enough time to stop feeling the pain of lost love. He reaches out to cup my face, but I pull away. Please tell me what happened. I sit up properly and steel myself. Nothing. Then what's wrong? He sits next to me, but I shake my head as he tries to touch me again. I have to tell him something. But the thought of him leaving shreds my composure, and I sniffle and sob. I thought I broke when my mom left. I thought I broke when I watched my dad's broken heart. But right now, I think I haven't even begun to feel the real pain. Because if Knightley leaves me, my heart will shatter into a million pieces and my dad's grief will seem like a stubbed toe in comparison. He keeps looking at me, concerned but patient. I inhale and try again. I forgot that today it's been 11 years since my mom left. His face pales, and his arms twitch as if he wants to put them around me. I know I could lean into him, and he would protect me from every pain in the world. Every pain except the worst one. So I stand. I walk to my room, and I close the door in his face. His worried voice is muffled by the door. Let me know if you need anything. Do you want me to call Hannah? Or Noah? Knightley's kindness has me stifling my cries with my hand. But I ignore him. I just want to be alone. Chapter 38. Emma. Classes are a blur the next day. But I get through them. And when they're over, I have a message from Dad asking me to call him. I wait until I'm alone in my room. I've called a therapist, Dad says. I've made an appointment for Monday. It was the earliest she could see me. But I want you to know that you don't have to worry about me anymore. You know I'll always worry, I say with relief flooding my chest. Well, you don't have to. I don't know why it took me so long to see what I was doing. But something just snapped last night, and I realized you lost your mother. That you've spent most of your life without her. She's been gone for 11 years. That is such a long time. And for some reason, I was just waiting for her to come back. Me too, I say gently. I couldn't sleep last night. My mind kept running over everything that happened. How you took care of me. How you've always taken care of me. And you took care of Noah when I couldn't. Well, someone had to. I smile and wipe away a tear. My emotions are so raw and sensitive, I almost broke down when I couldn't find my charger. But it should never have been you. And now I keep worrying that I robbed you of a childhood. You didn't. No more. I need you to go out there and have all the stupid college experiences that you'll remember for the rest of your life. Get drunk and dance with your friends, hoist someone's underwear up a flagpole, get a tattoo that I'll have to pay to get removed. Be a college student. I laugh a little. I don't think you're supposed to encourage me to do those things. As long as you're safe about it. Don't go off with strange guys, or walk down empty streets and don't drink more than you can handle. I promise. And I don't think I'll be getting a tattoo, but it's good to know you'll pay for the removal if I do. You think I'm joking, but I know you, Emma. You're sensible and responsible, a bit irreverent at times, but I trust you. And now I'm worried that you grew up too fast, and haven't gotten to be as wild as you should have. If it makes you feel better, I'm actually going out tonight, and I promise I will drink a bit too much and do at least one stupid thing. I don't need to tell him that the stupid thing will probably be having sex with my brother's best friend. Good, then I'll let you get ready. Okay, let me know how the appointment goes on Monday. Will do. Have fun. I wipe at my cheeks, surprised to find new tears there, but tears of relief this time. Dad will be okay. The smile on my face is real, but it doesn't feel quite right. Eager to have some fun, I put on black jeans and a black t-shirt that I tie in the front, revealing some skin. I pair it with loose, wavy hair, and go heavy on the eye makeup. When I'm done, I feel confident. It's different for me, but I feel like being different tonight. And I want Knightley's eyes on me. I want him to lust after me, because that's all it is. Lust. It's sex and nothing more. My efforts pay off as soon as I step out of my room. Knightley's eyes darken, and for a moment I think we might be late. I love that he's also in dark jeans and a t-shirt. Almost as if we planned it. My breathing speeds up and I bite my lip. The lust is definitely there, and I don't want to keep it caged. But before I can say anything, he swallows and puts on his coat as if it will shield him. You look hot as fuck. He looks me up and down. And if we don't go now, we won't make it at all. And Noah is expecting us. Cheap blow. Bringing up my brother. He smirks and hands me my jacket. It's going to be really hard to be away from you for a week. I let him help me put on my jacket. When are you going? Sunday. I'll be back Friday. I nod. Maybe that's good. Maybe I need to know that I can live without him. We get to the boys' house and there's already a crowd. It's nothing too wild, and the music isn't even cranked up all the way yet. But Hannah is there waiting for me, so I instantly pull her onto the dance floor. Knightley's eyes don't leave me. I spot him out of the corner of my eye talking to Noah, and I try to let him know he needs to stop staring at me or Noah will know. But nothing helps. Avery shows up, and we drink and dance along with Ellie and Jenna. I go heavy on the vodka and jokingly tell them it's doctor approved, since my dad approved and he's a doctor. I think I spot something in Ellie's eyes, but she swipes her drink and we head back out on the dance floor. Until I excuse myself to go to the bathroom. One of the perks of partying in a house I'm familiar with is that I know where all the bathrooms are. So I avoid the one with the queue and head upstairs. The hallway is empty, and I hurry to pee so I can get back to the fun. But when I come out of the bathroom, I bump into a hard chest. I look up at Knightley. Please tell me you're wearing a bra. I smile and take his hand. Is that what you want? I splay his fingers over my stomach and push his hand up under my shirt. I might come in my pants if you're not. I smile as his fingers reach my breasts. On a whim, I left the bra off today. The t-shirt is thick, and by bunching it up with the knot, I thought I was able to hide that fact. He groans as his fingers find naked skin. His mouth comes down on mine and he squeezes my breast, making me moan. His other hand grabs my ass, and I wonder if anyone would notice if we stayed up here for a while. He breaks from the kiss and leans his forehead against mine. So you're telling me that the only thing between these, he pinches my nipples earning another moan, and my hands is a flimsy t-shirt? I'm about to answer when someone laughs on the stairs. Instantly he pulls away and I straighten out my shirt and my hair, glad I'm not wearing lipstick. I head back downstairs to dance, and try to avoid the smoldering looks he gives me, until Hannah and Avery demand a break, and we head to the game room in the back. We slump down on the couch and relax. Dee and Ellie are sitting in the same armchair, checking something on Ellie's phone. Noah and Frank come in, Noah dragging the woman of the moment with him. I think he met her at yoga. It might be one of the yoga sisters, but I'm not sure. Knightley trails after them, looking a bit lost. What's going on here? Noah says, and raises a beer bottle. No dancing? We need a break, I say. Then how about a game? He sits down. His date waves at us awkwardly and sits next to him on the other couch. Let's do truth or dare, Frank says. I do not know why he's still here. He keeps flying back and forth between here and LA. Initially, I thought he was just coming back for the talent show, but Noah keeps hinting he's here to see me. I don't think that's true though. I've had lunch a couple of times with him and Julian and Jenna, but he hasn't asked me out again and he barely flirts with me. Which is saying something, since he flirts with everyone. Yes? Hannah perks up. Knightley, sit down, Noah orders and gestures to the couch. So everyone's in? I can start, Noah's date says. She looks around. I'm B, by the way. Okay, Noah faces her. Truth or dare? Dare? She practically beams at him. I dare you to kiss someone in this room. Everyone groans as B leans in. That isn't me, Noah adds. And Bee's mouth opens in a smile. She looks around the room, then leans over to Ellie. Ellie blinks and meets her halfway and they kiss. It's a quick peck on the lips, but enough to make Noah grin. I shake my head. Bee turns to me. Truth or dare, she asks. Truth. She thinks for a while. What's the strangest place you've had sex? Noah groans. That's my sister. But Bee shrugs him off. I do my best not to look towards Knightley. The kitchen counter, I say. That had been a wild ride? Knightley lifted me up while we were making dinner, and it just happened. That better not be your current kitchen counter, Noah says. Because I've eaten off that. I roll my eyes at him and catch the smile on Knightley's lips. He hides it behind a beer. The game goes on. I ask Hannah who she thinks is the sexiest person in the room, and to my surprise, she goes red and says Knightley. It stuns me a bit, but maybe she doesn't want to be too obvious with her crush. Ellie admits she likes handcuffs and hair pulling. Avery has to give Noah a foot massage, and Frank tells us about a crush he had on a former co-star. Someone dares Noah to mix everyone's drinks and take a sip. He grimaces and almost gags, but everyone laughs at him. When it's my turn again, I choose dare. I got one, Ellie says. I dare you to call your dad and tell him you're drunk. I laugh out loud, but there's something in Ellie's eyes that reins me in. She lost her parents not too long ago, and as I pull out my phone, I wonder if she's been missing them lately. Dee gives her a tight squeeze as I pull up my dad's info. Emma? The room is almost silent as I answer on speaker. Hi, Dad, I just called to tell you I'm drunk. I grin at Ellie. Dad laughs. That's great. Is your brother there? Yeah, but he has his tongue down someone's throat. I giggle a bit. How about Knightley? I'm here, Knightley leans forward. Can I count on you to keep an eye on her? I won't let her out of my sight. Are you drunk too? No, sir. He might be lying slightly, but at least he's working on a water right now. Good man. I have to go, Dad. We're playing a game. He just laughs and hangs up. Ellie's buried her face in Dee's neck, and I remind myself I should check in on her sometimes. Ask how she's handling things. Dee, I say. Truth or dare? Dare? 10 push-ups. He raises an eyebrow. On top of Ellie. The room whoops and Dee smirks. He coaxes Ellie to lie down and does the push-ups with no difficulty, even stopping to kiss her. It's one silly dare after the other until it reaches Knightley. Noah dares him to get a girl's phone number. Knightley shakes his head. I won't do that. Come on, that's the rule. Knightley just refuses. I guess he has to do truth? Frank asks. Yep, so let's make it a good one. Noah rubs his hands together. Knightley takes a sip of water and glances over at me. And I know he refused because of me. I should reciprocate. Maybe come up with a question he doesn't mind answering, but for some reason I don't. Noah and Frank whisper a bit before Noah straightens. Okay, we've got it. Who was your first crush? Knightley takes another drink of water, looking as if he wished it was something stronger. I'm not going to answer that. I furrow my brow at him. He gives me such a quick, pointed look that my stomach clenches. Then you have to drink, Frank says. He looks around for the mug where Noah mixed all the liquors. The red cup is about half filled with beer and vodka, and random mixers. Answer or chug? Noah says and hands him the cup. Knightley takes a deep breath and starts drinking. He downs the cup in one go and the guys seem satisfied. But I'm not. It's just sex. It's supposed to be just sex. Nothing more. I don't do love. We agreed. I try to keep my face neutral, happy, as the game continues. When Frank gets dared to kiss someone, I know I should shake my head. But he raises an eyebrow, and I don't shy away. What Knightley and I have is just sex. It's silly to think it's anything more. I let him put his lips on mine, and even smile as I pull away. until I see Knightley's face. His entire demeanor has gone dark, and he gets up and leaves the room. Noah calls after him, asking where he's going, but he doesn't answer. I take a sip of my drink, and hope nobody looks too closely at me. Avery mumbles something about needing the bathroom, and also leaves. And just like that, the game breaks down and Hannah pulls me back to the dance floor. Everyone disappears, and I chug what's left of my drink. I let the music make me forget everything, and just dance. I do not look at Knightley, who is currently downing a shot and a beer. I can't look at him, because he refused to get a girl's phone number for me. Because he won't say who his first crush was. And I kiss Frank. I'm not feeling too good, Avery says when she returns. What's wrong? Hannah stops dancing. I just want to go home. Hannah looks at me, but I just shrug. I guess we should go, Hannah says. I nod. I'll text you tomorrow. They leave. I move to the kitchen, trying to determine how drunk I am, if I can safely have one more. I just want to forget everything tonight, and be the careless college girl my dad wants me to be. I mix myself a weak drink, and go back out to listen to the music. Hey. Frank is next to me. You look weird, I say, and try to focus my eyes on him. Are you okay? I'm fine. He doesn't look fine, but he smiles at me and looks out at the dance floor. Do you want to dance? I ask. He shakes his head. No, He's interrupted by Knightley storming up to us. With no prompting, Knightley places a hand on Frank's chest and pushes him back. Knightley, I say, shocked. He sways a bit, and I wonder how strong that drink he had was. Maybe there was more vodka than beer in the cup. That's my girl you're hitting on, he says loudly enough for everyone around us to hear. All I can do is gape at him. Frank holds up his hands, clearly backing away and not wanting a fight. I blink. Noah, B, Jenna, and Julian are all staring at us. Relax, Frank says. I was only talking to her. Well, don't. I don't want you near my girl. His words break through the drunken fog in my brain. This is bad. This is really bad. Knightley, I yell and push him to get his attention. He staggers a bit, a sign of how on edge he is. Normally, I would have to run into him full force to move him. I have to stop him before he says something else, before he starts a fight, before he ruins it all. I grab his hand and pull him with me, ignoring the crowd as I swear and mutter under my breath. He follows me willingly out onto the patio. As soon as the door closes, I turn on him. What the hell was that? What were you thinking? Why on earth did you act like that? He takes a step closer, and I can smell the alcohol on his breath. You're mine, he growls, and I feel that growl deep in my core. And I want everyone to know that. I push aside the lust and wanting and steel myself. I am not yours. The words hit him like a slap across the face. You can't go around saying things like that. He takes my wrist and places it on his chest. Emma. I pull at my hand, but he holds it in place. No, I say. No, no, no. Don't ruin this. Emma. Shut up. You're drunk. Emma, Stop it. I stop trying to free my hand and our eyes meet. Don't you dare say another word. He blinks, and I think I've finally reached through to him. He lets go of my hand, and I pull it back as if I got burned. Emma, I didn't mean it. Please just forget it. Forget everything. Go home. You're drunk. His eyes shine with panic. You're coming too, right? It cuts my heart the way he sounds like a lost little boy, and I sigh. Yes. I'll come. But you have to promise not to say another word. He nods. Noah, Jenna, and Julian are waiting for us. They saw our fight, and are curious as hell as to what's going on. Knightley is drunk, I say. So I'm going to take him home. There are some mild protests, but mostly confused looks in our direction as we put on our jackets and head into the night. True to his word, Knightley doesn't say anything until we're back at the apartment.